Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our first look series on Encased. Now, after the last episode where we couldn't find that master key or whatever, I basically stopped, and just before the session, I literally ransacked the place. I killed the turret up here, you can see, because it was getting in the way and it was a pain in the ass. It basically used up all my ammo. So, hopefully, we don't need bullets anymore. In fact, we should probably dump the... Can I just like shift? No? Okay. Should probably dump that and go for literally any other weapon. Could go back to the pneumatic nail gun, I guess. So still got ammo? Yeah, okay. So that's always pretty much gonna have ammo. But anyway, long story short, I found the master key and it was in this fridge. Does this guy give you any hints about it? Examine the man? What's going on? Take a look in the refrigerator. Yeah, so... And that... The fact that it is there, that is a complaint I will make. Like, it should not be necessary to find something. It should be... at least in an interesting location, not just in a nondescript room like every other room with no quest marker. Like, I don't mind no quest markers. I don't mind things being in sort of nondescript rooms and sort of cheekily hiding away, but you can't have both. Like, if it's in a nondescript room cheekily hiding away, give it a quest marker. If it doesn't have a quest marker, at least make it somewhere distinct. Like, if I was designing this... We had to kill a few to get through here. We had to kill a couple more in here. I would have put the key in this room somewhere. Like, on a body. In here. Boom. Master key. Because that's a progression that you go through. Whereas that one room that you can just get to at any time, again, you sort of don't need it. But either way, I think this will... Ooh, can't use a servo shell. It's fine, though. But I think this will be the last episode of this sort of first looks. I'll wait until it's fully released to sort of look further. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with how this game is. Like, there's little complaints with that, and nothing that couldn't be changed just in a bit of tweaks. Oh, okay, this is quite creepy. But yeah, I like this. So here we are in the bottom of Nashville. And, yeah, entering the final episode of this little first look. Is everyone going to attack me? I'm going to try and stay away from any people if I can. Oh, it is open. Oops. It did not look open. Duct tape and rare earth metals I'll grab. Just for the sake of collecting them. Electrical equipment, don't really give a shit about at the moment. I see a lot of stuff in here, but not a lot of stuff to actually interact with. I can't hack you. That's fine. I don't really care. I'm sure there's something there that's interesting, but nothing that, you know, I'm super excited about. Nails, we will definitely use that, because I believe they can go in the pneumatic nail gun. Go figure. Bolts. Oh yeah, right. We use bolts to throw out anomalies and shit. Gotcha. Of course we do. Of course we do. Wow, it shows you how much crap I've had to put up with this game. That, like, that was a really interesting part at the start of this game, and now I just... I don't know. You know, like, this sort of starting section... I don't know if the rest of the game's, you know, this slow, but, like, this is hella slow. Scissors, some fiber optic cables, sure. Well, at least we know what happened with all the people here. Or at least most of them. There's a pretty big collection down there. Are you guys gonna... Oh, wait, you... Oh, it's you two. Oh, you're already down here. Okay, well, we'll deal with that in a minute. We'll talk to them in just a second. I want to see... I just want to loot the hell out of this. You know, that's what you do in games like this. You need to get all the shit. Except under rail. That one you definitely did not need all the shit. Okay. I like the thing though. Oh, I don't even remember what kind of voice he's got. Ronald is trying to contain himself and almost succeeds. Only his eyes betray his exhaustion. Yeah? Do you need help? I think he's gonna help you. Scientist nods at Louise. Would you like me to drag her all around the excavation area? Here's what we'll do. Once you locate the relic, call me right away. Is there anything I should know about the relic? The White hesitates before replying. Nothing, save for this strange report I saw in the computer room. It was compiled by a physiologist from Nashville who observed the Halo eye symptoms in himself. Ronald moves his lips. He's looking at you. The author states they found something alive in this cave. The relic communicated with him and kept talking until the medic went completely nuts. A shadow of doubt is apparent in Steele's skeptical, crooked smile. Don't take others' hallucinations at face value. That's just something for you to keep in mind. Search for the relic. Steele looks at his handheld display. The wave pattern has evened out, meaning that there are almost no natural obstacles between us and the radiation source. Go ahead and search for it. We're close. Find out how Louise is doing. Ronald moves his flashlight before the Silver's face. Louise's unfocused gaze listlessly tries to follow the yellow light. Steele turns off the flashlight. I'm no doctor, but she's getting worse. And that updated our story? Ah, okay, so it's just telling me I have to hurry. Fair enough, can I talk to Louise? Her eyes are wide open, thin but clear white rings glow around irises dotted bright orange. Golden salt and tiny needles. Tiny little needles. She's mumbling to herself, okay. Alright, well... I guess we dip into here, and we don't talk to anyone. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a stab that the artifact is probably over here somewhere. Probably that thing. I don't know why they're so far away, though. That's kind of strange. I like the weird wall things. Alright, well. Nothing else to do except go poke the artifact, I guess. Or the relic, or whatever you want to call it. You step forward as though crossing an invisible barrier. All sounds disappear. All thoughts, all fears. Nashville overrun with madmen. Your mission. Everything is erased from your head. The world goes blank as a sheet of paper. In its center, a red flame illuminates endless space. Someone's watching you. The farther you go, the more you feel a sourceless gaze piercing you. The weird random events of the last 24 hours have drawn this gaze to you. Now the sensation has grown so strong you can tell where it's coming from. Someone, or something, is watching you through the surface of the red-hot sphere. One more step and your consciousness unfolds like a giant canvas, hurling you into a dark audience hall. As you hover in darkness and silence, you see the thin stream of your thoughts flowing in a vast torrent of red flame. You see a maelstrom unleashed over Nashville. As it drags you away from the crumbling walls, your mind ascends the world. A flow of voices and sensations sweeps through you, crushing you, forcing your consciousness out, erasing your tiny self, washing it away like grains of sand before the tide. Oh, I should have scanned this thing. Fuck. There's no such thing as you anymore, but it doesn't matter, because now you can see so much more. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I leveled up. Let's just handle that first while we're here. I want criminal up 1 so I can unlock this. Lockpicking level 2, that's the shit. And then I guess we just go into, like, light weapons, right? We just dump heavily into light weapons, and that's fine. Wow, there's a lot of stuff you need. Oh, okay, so there's, like, multiple, so you can get perks from multiple fields. So, like, if you have light weapons, medicine 40, and tech 40, you get crits 1. I see. Okay, so you probably want to put a little bit into medicine, actually. Where is medicine? Medicine? There. I don't know what those dots are, either. We are going to take Find Vulnerability and Crippling Shot, though. Yeah. Alright, save that. It's fine. Turn off. Okay, well, I guess we just wander around in the light for a bit. At some point, you realize that you're awake. Your feelings are getting back with your consciousness. You feel bitter in your mouth. Your muscles are weak, stiff and barely obey you. Some noise fills your ears, sorry. This is a rustling sound like the waves coming ashore. Then you realize that the blinding white shining around you isn't any light. It's a mist. You go through the white haze carefully. Fragile pieces of rocks crackle under your feet. Some vague shadows come out of the mist over your head. Breaches bristle with pieces of concrete plates and exposed armature. A dusty drill of an earth mover lying on its side. Yellow documents, boxes, crushed steel closets that tumble down through gaps in the floor. Oh, interesting. Wait, so everyone's here except for... what's her name? Steele's face, as always wise, confident and focused, seems to be lit with a screen of an invisible computer. He raises his eyes upon you and a smile appears on his lips. You? Wow, this is amusing. I was certain you were already dead. He comes up to you and touches you with his palm, but you feel nothing. Ronald palpates you with disappointment. Based on uncertain touches, he feels nothing, just like you. What have I hoped for, anyway? Steele looks at you. Do you know that it was practically unreal to survive and keep sanity with all that psycho-stress Maelstrom was generating? Many have lost their mind. That was what we saw here, and what happened after that in Magellan, in Ankara, across the west of the dome. He looks at you. You know, I'm locked inside my head right now. It looks like the mainframe room where Louise locked me in. How ironic. Clara Morgaine. So she's... Alright, she was at the thing. Clara is surrounded with white light and mist, her hands folded in prayer. She reminds you of an angel statue from some reformist church. She notices you, changes expression, and crosses herself with mumbling. Calm her down, you are not a ghost. She nods, slowly with hesitation. Yes, I see. This, both you and this mist, it's like in my head. She steps forward and kneels. I must repent. Clara's voice trembles. When Maelstrom broke away, I didn't save anyone. I just got in the car and drove away. I'm a horrible sinner, I know, but I hope you're... in heaven? She raises her face, distorted with suffering. Tell her you're in heaven. Clara sighs heavily. I see. Why you appear to me? Is it some sort of a sign? Do you know about signs? This is when... Her voice suddenly becomes deep and thick. She draws as if her words sound from some corrupt tape. Clara's face alters subtly as if it turns to stone. Abbott is very kind to me, but his faith is nothing I got used to, she says in a dull voice. Weird. I don't know where I am. So she's doing weird things. Tim Ginsburg, the thief. The orange suddenly raises his hand as if he aims an invisible gun at you. Holy shit! He looks at his empty hand with a puzzled expression on his face. Ginsburg looks up, narrows his eyes, and examines your face suspiciously. Do I know you? Yes, I do. Shit, oh shit, I should quit this crap. Anyone could lose it because of these glasses. He points at his head with an awkward laugh. That's what the crap he's talking about. Ginsburg passes his hand before his face. Did I lose it or did you? I told you, the glasses. The church sells this shit. He shakes his head. Or perhaps it's not the glasses. I see a lot of shit after that day. People pay cash to speak to me. Suddenly his face goes blank and the voice sounds dead and dull. Not everyone can escape from Nashville. That means something, didn't it? While saying so, he looks at your face with glassy eyes. Aaron Melville, do we know you? Oh, it's the guy at the what's he? The petrol station. There's no doubt, this funny grey beard with hair all askew standing before you is Aaron Melville, the old man from the gas station. Yeah, there you go. He also recognizes you. The smile appears on his wrinkled lips. Ah, it's you. Long time no see, my dear. Melville examines you closely. Safe and sound, I see. How did you manage, huh? No one survived in that place you were going. It's worse only in the center of the dome, where the spire, well, you know. The old man dabs somewhere up with his crooked finger. You're aware, aren't you? The spire has fallen. Now the road is closed. Well, somebody has to come here, and here we stay. Crabs in a barrel. He thumps his timber toe into the earth, driving the mist clouds away. Don't think that I'm complaining. My business is on a roll. They come, they go. Melville's face seems to become hard. He speaks slowly and flounders. The gas station can be crowded now. Everyone needs my gas station. People went crazy, I tell you. All these wars for no good reason. The old man sadly shakes his head. This is getting very peculiar. I'm kind of into it. You know, I'm all for things being weird. You see something very weird. Sparkles of golden light shining in the air. These are drops of melted matter from the explosion. You step forward and they fall, covering the earth with dusty burning spots. You step back and they rise again. The clock on the screen of your Keras is getting crazy and rewinds time after each of your steps. December 1976, January 1977, March, June. Okay, Sebastian Van Alden. Van Alden looks the same as during your first meeting. The same glistening thin rim glasses, an arrogant look, and a stopwatch in his hand. He examines a shred of the mist hanging in the air and seems to be so involved in this research that it takes some time for him to notice you. Meeting your eyes, the scientist instantly takes off. He comes up to you and begins to palpate your face, hands, and clothes. His fingers seem to sink in your face. Sebastian Van Alden screws his lips scornfully. Yes, of course. A thought form. Like the pink mist, I suppose, or any other similar anomaly. That's supposed to be expected. Telling that electrical anomalies in Magellan isn't the threat one should prepare the new employees for. For a split second, the scornful grimace escapes the face of the scientist. I actually agree with you. The mega anomaly of Nashville. A stream of psychic energy concentrated close to the center of the dome in the form of a tornado. Megalo anomaly has a destructive effect on the psyche of intelligent creatures. Anyone directly exposed usually goes insane. Less commonly, they acquire psychic abilities. Research suggests Maelstrom has a complex consciousness, but no direct evidence of this has yet been found. Interesting. The Megalo anomaly of Nashville turned out to be much more dangerous, and the consequences of its appearance more disastrous. On the other hand, everything that happened gives us the most glorious research material. If Damarung didn't slow me down, we would have learned Maelstrom's nature long ago. He runs his hand over the mist curling around. The scientist loses every interest in you, steps aside, and continues to study the mist. Martin Kingsley. A grey-haired man stands in the mist and squints his eyes short-sightedly, his arms at side. Kingsley seems to be much shorter in person, and older. He notices you. I haven't thought we'd meet again. I must thank you. Due to your report, I was able to start the evacuation in time. Martin comes closer. You notice small changes in his uniform. Many insignia are gone, but some patches are larger now. They resemble military chevrons. Kingsley nods as if he anticipates your unasked question. Yes, I'm not director of Magellan anymore. You couldn't be a director of the base that isn't there anymore, you know. But Nakamura decided I might be useful, although I couldn't say that I'm very happy with this promotion. He surveys the thick mist around you. One thing's for certain. You're standing here. That means you're alive. Yes, I know what this is, partly. He looks you in the eyes and says, Scientists of White Swan have been telling a lot about it. Not everything, of course, for even they don't know what this is. So some weird shit's happening. Or something has happened. You smell quartz and sand tempered in the sun. But, trying to look through the dispersing mist, you don't see any desert. The world around you is full of pictures. They swim around like visions in some crystal ball. A hall covered with carpets, a golden Cronus logo on the wall among wine-red banners, a power plant, a city filled with lights, mercenaries, soldiers, armored vehicles moving through the cooled-down wasteland in the night, a temple spire, its searchlight shines into the night sky, white corridors of scientific complexes. The visions fade one after another, and only the last one remains, a black silhouette of some strange building towering up from the light sand. This picture freezes before your eyes, as if it makes sense of everything you've seen before. Oh my god, so many people to talk to. Holy shit. Okay. Abbott. A wizened old man, long and lean like a man of straw, impends over you and examines you with curiosity of a vulture. Light cloth of his long yellow-white robes falls down in waves and rustles quietly. His stony black eyes resemble eyes of a blind man, but their gaze is fixed on you. What an amazing technology, he says with a heavy, expressive, and well-trained voice. This voice seems to belong to some other person. He smiles, his warm and kindly smile wildly contrasts with a threat in his eyes. Name your price and I'll buy your design. But the assessment should be reasonable. Take time with your answer. Think it through. While keeping his smile on his face, he steps back into the mist with eyes on you. I will say, I'm going to pause here for 1 second, that, this game, I think it, at least at this stage, again, everything I'm saying and all of this game is, very subject to change. But, it loves itself a little too much. It seems to have, think it's built just this amazing world, and it's got to throw dialogue and exposition at you non-stop. if your game is that deep that you cannot understand anything without just dumps of dialogue, then maybe you need to think about cutting it down a bit. Alright, first you hear heels clicking. A dark figure appears out of the mist before you. It's a woman. You've never met her, but her face seems to be slightly familiar, as if you've seen it 1,000 times. You even know the sound of her voice, although you have no idea where you could have heard it. She looks at you with surprise and pensiveness. Then she closes her eyes tight for a little while. As she opens her eyes again, the woman frowns and comes closer. She stands so close to you that you see multicolored reflections in her bionic eye. As she pokes a finger into you and makes sure you're ethereal, she waves her hand left-right. Obviously, she tries to disperse you like mist. Of course, she fails. The woman chuckles with discontent and goes away. The clicking of her heels fades quickly. Interesting. Hieronymus Zemeckis. As if this fuzzy mist was whisked with a mixer, it looks like slowly dissolving clouds. A short and chubby little man in a camouflage cap and an army shirt comes out of the white in a businesslike manner. He puts his hands behind his back and stops a few steps away from you. His gaze literally scans you. Vivid interest flashes in his eyes. He clears his throat. I'm out of jokes about death. Out of jokes about Mr. Christ. Out of jokes about hallucinations, although hallucinations inside the dome aren't any joke, but an everyday reality. The man circles you. His glance bounces from your face to your uniform, from uniform to shoes, and back. But you are something else. So let's see. A pre-war hairdo, an old-time uniform, pale skin. You clearly never got a chance to acquire a desert tan. Your shoes aren't worn out. You just received them. He recites with enthusiasm. He frees his plump palm and carefully touches you with one finger. You are ethereal, but light-tight. You respond to my movements. You don't use an image that's familiar to me. You don't look like any people known to me, and your badge says... He raises himself on tiptoes and fixes his eyes upon your badge. The name. Of course, the name! He begins to fling his arms about and goes away without even saying goodbye, and the mist flies shut behind his back, as if it were door wings closing. Livia Rayner. The fluctuant white settles slowly. A man and woman stand before you. The woman rolls her eyes unhappily. Are you serious? Tuesday, I tell you. Wednesday, I tell you. Thursday. How come I always repeat the same? I don't sleep very well without my pills. You're the man. You're responsible for me. The nightstand. The upper drawer. They lie there. My pills. Just tell me before we go to sleep. Pills. Is it so difficult, Johann? She slightly pushes him into shoulder. The man nods automatically. He's lost in thought. The woman clasps her arms in front of her chest. She literally boils with frustration. I can't depend on you, can I? I can't relax in so many years because I have to control the situation for both of us. Johann, hello? My pills. My frigging pills. Her yelling pulls the man out of his pondering. Looks like he comes to his senses and looks at you with surprise. Then he turns his eyes at his companion. Olivia, don't shout. Make a habit of putting your pills on your pillow. Don't hype up, and in this case, it's not about the pills. Olivia stops short and points her finger at you. And what is this? Or who is this? Can you tell? Without your permanent riddles, Johann. Just tell. Johann gives you an apprising look. Maelstrom, is Abba trying a new device? I don't know, darling. And now be so kind. Take these bloody pills if you remembered. If you should yell, do it more quiet. I have a migraine. The woman flings her arms up fiercely and goes into the mist. Johann waits before she disappears and follows her. Ugh, at least it's 2 for 1. Victoria Legend. Or Legrand, sorry. An unknown woman steps out of the mist and looks at you with mad, wandering eyes. She wears a tall tin crown on her head. Crudely made, not rudely made. She's not sitting there going, fucking crown, stupid piece of shit. It's probably crudely made. And painted with golden powder enamel. She smiles, although the smile is more like an evil grin. She begins to go around you in a circle, fixing her wary eyes on your face. After one circle around you, she steps away to the mist and freezes, being a vague, distant figure. And then we're left with Sabal Singh. The mist fades away. You see a short, dark-skinned man with a serious and sinister face and a bright turban on his head. You take a step to him and he strides towards, as if he blocks your way. The end justify the means, don't they? Your scientists nothing better to do, Kimiko? He asks, looking above. The stranger puts his palm before him, forcing you to stop. He looks up again. You have to be like the Union and Germany in the late 1930s. Mutual favors, mutual limits, a parity. We've been always working on such terms. As he speaks these last words, his lips freeze. The man in the turban keeps standing there, a lean figure that looks angrily somewhere up. Okay, sure. Are we good now? Are we done? Can we get out of the white mist? This must be really exciting for you guys to watch. Seems like it is. Cool. Well. Possessed. You bend your ear to the car radio. The emergency message is coming through loudly, but no more intelligibly. You could try adjusting the frequency. Yeah, we'll turn the dial. You fiddle around with the dial. The emergency warning is now coming through loud and clear. The walkie-talkie's croaking. Attention, this is not a drill. Situation 6C is currently active in the Maelstrom Megaloanomaly area. It is forbidden to enter or remain in the yellow sector from this point on. Employees working in the danger zone must evacuate the area immediately, according to emergency protocols. The announcer's voice is briefly replaced with static, then resumes. All citizens of the new committee may make use of the shelter. The city is outside the yellow sector and therefore safe. The wailing of distant klaxons can be heard through the speakers. The message continues. Please do not panic. Our scientists and security specialists are closely monitoring the Maelstrom phenomenon. Any shift in dangerous psi fronts will be recorded and controlled. You are strongly recommended not to spread or repeat rumors about victims. Please put your confidence in the new committee authorities. The problem will be resolved as quickly as possible. Attention, this is not a drill. The message begins again. Okay. Well, we're clearly not at Nashville Station anymore. Can I actually look at the map? Can I look at the dome map? I'm in the Barrens. I'm over here. Interesting. Although, that is where, like, Nashville was, wasn't it? Oh, look, it's, like, all misty and cool. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Like, now this is different. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to fight some Possessed. Kind of figured as much. Can I just bip bip? This is an official crime. How you possess? Oof. Wow. Okay, if you're gonna crit me. Ooh. All right. This is a bit concerning. Maybe I should not have wasted all my ammunition on. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna die here. Shouldn't have wasted all my ammunition on the guys from the other thing. The turret is what I'm thinking. Well, we are definitely gonna medpack ourselves. Although, it doesn't really help us much. We're still gonna die. Headshot? 57? Oh, you're killing me here. Not enough action points. Let's take cover, I guess. But the earthly path has come to an end. But, honestly, that seems about as good of a place to end this as any. And, like, final thoughts being, I like this. I think it's... and this is a bit of a... I don't know what to call it, just like a symptom of it being an early access, but it is very obtuse at the moment. Like, there's not much that's explained. It's very sort of, like... It seems simple on the surface, but I think it's very complex, and they sort of don't teach you the nuances of anything really well. It's got a couple of problems with, like, early quests. It's a little bit lacking in direction, I think is the best way to put it, and there's a couple of little issues I have, but in terms of the setting, like, boom, you're straight in, there's an anomalous zone, relics, it's basically like S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but an RPG, which I'm all about. Then it goes into, like, horror-y stuff in Nashville, which I'm also pretty about. The descriptions and everything there were so on point and so good. It's very cool. But aside from that, like, from what I saw of this in this first look, I think it's very good. Me personally, I'm gonna wait till it's fully released and sort of, but keep an eye on it and watch how it develops over time. But I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well, from, like, my playthrough and everything, and what my thoughts were about this. I'd like to hear yours in the comment section down below. So we are going to leave this episode and this series here, and we'll probably pick up Encased again one day when it's finished. But for now, that's it for the first look, guys. So thank you very much for joining me. And thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more content from me, the Aussie Nerd, feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out the videos on there. If you think you know any friends that might enjoy my content, make sure you share a video too with them. I really appreciate it. And finally, if you want to leave any hints, tips, tricks, feedback of videos, or you just want to say hi, make sure you do so in the comments section down below so I can see it. And I'll see all of you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.